Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 536. Tonight, we find ourselves in a typical Kuwaiti tent. This is where a bunch of the Kuwaitis come out and hang out in the winter, spend their time with friends and family. I figured I'd expose you guys to it because it's a great part of their culture. And not a better place to start talking about tonight's topic, and that's reclaiming our posture. I believe in posture so much from on the sports aspect, from injury prevention to performance enhancement, and we can't go on about talking about reclaiming our posture without talking about the forward head carriage. Now, if I move to the side here, the forward head carriage is what so many of us have, all right? It's we see it all the time because of the amount of computer jobs that we have, the amount of sedentary lifestyles that we have, the text neck that we get, right? Here's what the forward head posture is. It's when, if we look over top, the ear should be somewhere over top the shoulder, but so many of us allow it to translate forward like this. Now, associated with this condition is many things, but one thing that we need to recondition is these very weak deep neck flexors. Now, these are muscles that are located on the front part of our neck, deep to our windpipe and such, right? And they allow us to kind of reclaim this posterior draw, right, that puts our head back on top of our shoulders where we should. So by contracting these posterior neck flexors, these deep neck flexors, we move our head posterior, right, and neutral and become more neutralized to the position that we're looking for. So what is a great way that we can start to train this? We're going to start very simple today and then progress over the next couple of days. We're going to get down on the floor like such, right? And when we get down on the floor, we're going to get into a position where our back is nice and flat. We're going to bring our knees up to take any pressure we might have on the low back, because the first thing that we're going to do is brace our tummy, and we're going to do that by pushing the small of our back down on to the floor, right? So if it's up here like this and arched, what we're going to do, push that sucker down, hold a little bit, moderate pressure, light to moderate pressure, nothing crazy. We're just trying to brace ourselves in a neutral position because we want to work off a neutral torso to claim a neutral head position. So typically, we might see somebody with the head position when their chin is jutted out in front, and that's not where we want to be. So once we have the small of our back planted on the ground, we're going to keep that torso nice and rigid, nice and braced, and all we're going to do is keep a light amount of pressure, so the head is always going to stay on the ground, and we're going to tuck our chin like such. Now, my beard's in the way, but normally you'd be able to see a double chin right here. Now, at no time are we ever going to lift our head off, right? Or allow our chest to come up as we try to tuck our chin. So, we reclaim the position in a very neutral posture. We push our back against the ground, the small of our back against the ground, okay? Keep a nice braced torso. Keep our head constantly in contact with the ground, and just bring our chin down as far as we can until we start to get that double chin there. Don't open the jaw either, right? You might feel a little bit of tension when you get into this position right here in the back of the skull. That's perfectly normal, and as you do this more continuously, that will actually start to loosen up. We can use it as a self-mobilization as well. Now, this type of procedure, this type of rehabilitative exercise, we would do at a nice slow pace, about a 3-second count throughout the rep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Continually going without altering our breath. We should never be working too hard at which we change our breath, right? So we continue this deep neck flexion exercise. We're going to try to do 30 repetitions. If we start to feel a little bit of cramping in there, we would stop and cut that down into smaller sets. But again, we're going to try to get 30 repetitions, all right? So today's our first step in trying to reclaim the posture. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next couple episodes as we build upon this. Guys, I hope this helps you out. And until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.